Hello beautiful and welcome back to my channel and welcome to this week's new makeup releases where I'm going to chat about new makeup that's been released, announced and sneak peeked, and I'm going to let you know whether or not I want to pick it up, whether or not I want to leave it in the store, and then you let me know down in the comments whether or not you're interested in it. And I usually give this kind of a spiel, you know, friends can agree to disagree, but honestly, just try to be kind online. There's so much nastiness going on in the world, there's no need for you to be adding to that while being rude to strangers online, okay? Just try to be civil. I know my demographic, we're all adults here, and if you want to be a part of my channel, please don't forget to subscribe before you leave, because I do upload at least 5 videos a week. We're gonna have another video today actually in just a little bit, and I just try to play with makeup, have a little bit of fun, showing you things that you might not see on other channels. I love indie brands and I love color, and I just want you to be a part of it. Please. And per usual, the makeup world never sleeps, so we are going to be talking about some new things that have been announced, and I'm very excited. I did film this look, and this look is coming later on today, together with something totally different. One of my favorite indie brands are having a sneak peek, a little reveal today, so we're going to have a video all about that. If you want to be nosy, you can always check the pinned comment and see what I'm wearing. I'll give you a little bit of a hint. If you are interested in any of the things that I'm going to be talking about in this video, that is going to be in the description box, together with info about everything you will be needing is either in the description box or in the pinned comment, I hope. If not, you can ask about it. I'm gonna do my absolute best. I did also have a giveaway that ended last night, and I will be contacting the giveaway winner as soon as I have fixed all of that, so don't worry about it. I did not forget. It's gonna happen. Just know that I am on top of things. I am on top of things. Let me actually, oh my god, there's so many dogs here. So many dogs here. Let me scoochie. I'll be here. I'll be here, and let's move the light as well. Spotlight, please. Okay, let's talk about some news. Like I said, I am gonna be having a video later on today, which is gonna be this look and another one, because one of my favorite brands are releasing some more things. So I'm not gonna be talking about that in this video because it's not being revealed for yet another couple of hours. But if you see something being announced on Instagram, just check back here and I will have a video for you. Okay, what thing am I, except what I'm wearing on my face today, what am I the most interested in? What do I think is the most fun that is being... Ooh, let's talk about this one. I am going to be getting this in PR, and I am I was so happy when Kaleidos let me know that they are going to be re-releasing their contour products in more shades this time. So they are upping the formula, upping the packaging, and upping the amount of shades that they are offering. They had 3 shades from before, I think, and now they're doing 5, and I think that's absolutely amazing. I am so happy that we are kind of past the big contour palettes that is like for every shade, like for every skin tone. I get who that is for, but that is for makeup artists. That is not for you and me, unless you're a makeup artist. Then it's for you. I'm just saying, I'm so excited to have these smaller ones that you get 3 different shades. One is a more neutral shade, I think. One is a cooler tone shade, and then you have a matte highlighter in one compact. And this formula, I don't know if they changed the formula. Honestly, if they didn't, I don't care, because the formula in the last product they had was absolutely amazing. Such a beautiful product. I still have mine. It's over here in the cabinet. It's such a beautiful product, and I'm super excited to be trying this out again. I actually use a matte highlighter pretty much every time I do my makeup, because I use a setting powder. Recently I have been using this one. This is the one that I got recommended by Tati, actually. This is the CoverGirl Advanced Radiance Pressed Powder. This one has some coverage to it, so I use that in a shade that is actually lighter than my skin tone, just to chisel out my face a little more. So I like working with light and dark, so I think a product like this is going to be super excited. And yeah, I will be trying it out as soon as I have it. I think I am going to be the shade, I think there is a fair light. I could be reading instead of guessing. I mean, a bitch could do that. Light, medium, tan, dark, deep. And I think that I am gonna be a medium. I think that's what I am, because I think the light one is probably gonna be more for fair to light, and I am more a light to medium, and usually those really light shades are just a little bit too light for me. And I can also tell, because I'm looking at a picture that has like all of the shades like this, I can tell, let me double click this one by the way, that the medium matte highlighter is probably going to be better for me, because that one is leaning a little bit more on the vanilla side instead of the lighter peachier side. So I think that that one is probably going to be perfect for me. I'm super excited to be trying it out. Let me see when this is revealing. This is available November 14th at kaleidosmakeup.com. Super excited about it. I cannot wait to try it. Something else that I am super excited in trying, and I think I will be picking this up, even though I have a sneaking suspicion that I might not love this, but this is the new perfume by Kayali. And Kayali is the perfume brand. You usually say like, oh, by Huda Beauty, but that's not actually true, because I'm fairly sure that Kayali is a brand. Huda Beauty is owned by Huda Kattan, and I'm fairly sure that Kayali is actually a perfume brand that she's running with her sister, Mona, if I'm not totally mistaken. And I'm fairly sure that that is who you're seeing on this picture too. If I'm incorrect, please do correct me down in the comments. But this is the Vanilla Royale Sugared Patchouli. I do have a patchouli scent, which is the Miss Dior, that I really love. But I also have tried quite a few vanilla sweet scents that I really don't like. There are so many people that love sweet scents, that love vanilla scents. I love them on others, but maybe not so much on myself. But this one, this is why I want to try it. This one says the top notes is vanilla orchid, creamy jasmine, and golden rum. I do love a boozy scent, I really do. Middle notes is vanilla infusion, vanilla sucra absolute, tonka bean accord, spice rosy bouquet, creme brulee, and smoky leather. And this is where they got me, because if that is the middle note, I'm very intrigued. The dry notes are sugared patchouli, musk, brown sugar, amber, and royal oud. And on paper, this seems like a scent that could go either way. It could either be way, way, way too sweet and florally and vanilla on me, or it could be the perfect sweet but still dark and mysterious, and I might like it. So usually these are being sold in a bigger perfume bottle and in a smaller perfume bottle, and I'm gonna buy the small one and we are gonna see. I have tried a couple of the Kayali scents and I love the Eden apple. I think that is beautiful. It is a sweet apple scent. I also really love the Invite Only. Oh, the Invite Only is a spicy fall season glorious perfume. It really, really is. And then I tried that one that was the new one, the one that was the spiced torched cherry. Didn't love it. It's a little bit too florally on me. It's one of those perfumes, I smell it and I like it, but it's not perfect for me. So I'm gonna be trying this one out. I'm fairly sure they're gonna be selling this in a small bottle as well, and I'm gonna let you know what I think about it. Speaking of Kayali, they actually had a really nice Christmas set, and that is that you can buy this kind of a discovery set of Kayali. So this is a discovery layering sampler kit, which is a bunch of different trial sizes in their different perfumes. So it is the vanilla, the musk, the deja vu, the diamond pink pepper, which I didn't like. I had a sample and I didn't love it on me. Vanilla cocoa, Invite Only, the one I said I loved. Eden juicy apple, also love. And then the love fast burning cherry, which is the one that I think is a good perfume but not perfect for me. That discovery set, really recommend it, and I kind of want to get it myself because I want to try the other ones, but maybe I will restrain myself because if you saw my Sephora VIB sale haul, you know that the last thing I need is more perfume, but I will be trying that new one at least. I think it looks really beautiful. Let me actually talk about a new collab that's upcoming that I'm very, very excited about, because this is the collab between BellaBeauteBar, which is an indie brand that I really do enjoy, and Lexilalamakeup. I don't know if you pronounce it like that, but her name is Lexi, and I actually met her when I was at the Glamlight event for Michaela, and she was so sweet, and honestly, her makeup was incredible. Just, she looked like a flawless doll, and now she's having a collab with BellaBeauteBar. And I'm very excited, but I think this is going to be a rainbow palette because she does so many very creative rainbow-esque looks. I would be actually kind of surprised if this isn't a rainbow palette, but I will also say, if there is a person that loves doing rainbow looks, if you give them the opportunity to do a rainbow palette, I'm fairly sure that she's gonna knock the concept of rainbow palette out of the arena, because I'm fairly sure that she really knows what she's doing. So this one is... Let me actually see if I can see when this one is being announced. I don't see anything here on like when this is coming, but if I have some more info, maybe I can even ask the owner on like, when is this being revealed? When is this being launched? I will put that in the description box, so do check the description box for more info. But I'm super, super excited because I met Lexi and she's so sweet and deserving, and I hope that this is a smash hit for her. I was a little bit surprised when I saw this. This is by Kimchi Chic Beauty, and they are launching the Citrus Queen collection. These are $15.99 each, and these look like play makeup. I don't know who took these pictures, or listen, here's the thing. Either the person that took these pictures really did them dirty and made it look like Claire's makeup, or the person that took them these pictures is an absolute genius and made them look even the best that they possibly could look, because I don't know if this is what they look like in real life, but they look incredibly cheap. And I think that both of these palettes have at least one pressed glitter, and they just look not good. They don't look good. They don't look good. There's something about these that just make them look dinky. And I don't know why, because I don't really feel like that is a problem with Kimchi Chic Beauty, and that's why I'm like questioning the photography, because they don't look nice. These pictures is not selling me the dream. Chanel has released a new foundation, and I feel like Chanel, listen, I actually used to buy Chanel makeup. Not a lot, but like when I was younger, I thought that the only makeup that was available and that was good was like department store makeup. And I used to have 2 different eyeshadows by Chanel, and I remember them being expensive, but this new foundation, it is $135, and that's like, I'm thinking like Chanel used to be like Dior prices, but this is like La Prairie prices. And I don't know what happened, if inflation like went into full speed over at Chanel, but like honestly though, the Chanel bags also has been kind of in the news because they have been raising their prices on the Chanel bags exponentially these past years. I mean, they're trying to be Birkin, I guess. Not everyone can be Birkin. Everybody needs to chill down. I'm not even out here paying Birkin prices for a Birkin, so I'm definitely not paying Birkin prices for a Chanel. But $135. It is available. I will link it down below. I don't know, maybe this is life-changing. The range seems poor, but not the worst I've ever seen. I've definitely seen worse from high-end brands. I'm just like, why are we out here charging $135 for a foundation? I don't know. Last year, Viseart launched a couple of their bigger palettes in a smaller format. I think they have just switched over from the plastic packaging that they used to have, and those palettes were kind of expensive. And you remember when we were in that time when everybody was like, oh, but it's price per gram, like any of us was going through their eyeshadow. Nobody cares about cost per gram if you're not using up your makeup. If I have 2 palettes of equal quality and one is $20 and one is $40, even if I'm getting 3 times as much in the $40 palette, if I never go through any of them, what's the point? I feel like that was like the biggest selling point for makeup back in, I want to say 2016. People are going mad over the price per gram, and I literally could not care less. I only care about the price per gram if it's products that I actually go through. Foundation, concealers, powders, eye primers, brow products. Like, who's going through a palette? Maybe you are, but I most certainly am not. But they are now releasing 2 of their shimmer palettes in this mini format. So this is the Paris Nudes and the Sultry Muse. Cannot speak. And these are 12 hues created backstage by the makeup artist of Viseart. They're perfect for creating chic, elegant, and fashion-forward eye looks, as well as highlighting and defining the face. That's perfect. I do not need an all shimmer palette, not even a little bit. These are $40 each. I will say I'm still intrigued by the all matte palettes, but I don't need a palette like this. Maybe you do. Maybe you look at this and you're like, wow, that's perfect. For me, this is not really an interesting release, sorry. Oh my god, I saw these in store and they look not great. I'm so sorry. This is the holiday collection by Profusion. I didn't see this one. This one is available somewhere else. Look at that palette in the top where you pull out the drawers. I got something like that when I was 12 from my dad, and I'm thinking that they're trying to target that age group. And this is the collection that I saw. This is the collection that I saw, written in the stars, and I feel like Profusion with this collection, and maybe they are selling like crazy to teens, but I feel like they're painting themselves into a corner with this collection because nobody my age will look at this and be like, yeah, this looks luxurious, because this looks like kids makeup. And I'm beginning to think that maybe that is actually the target audience, or not saying that everyone that buys Profusion is kids, definitely not, but maybe that is who they're trying to target, because there is no way that you can tell me that they're trying to target me, someone who's about to turn 39, with this collection. Especially look at that with the palette and the lip gloss and and I saw it in real life and I was like, ugh. I mean, they're affordable, but they look affordable. I forgot to talk about this last week, and this is the new eyeshadow palette by Dominique Cosmetics. Dominique Cosmetics, I've actually owned one of her palettes. What was it called? It was the one with the lemon. I don't remember. It's like a summer palette way back. Dominique Cosmetics has a very, much like L'Oreal Los Angeles, a very neutral leaning aesthetics, and I understand, like most people, I will say, and I'm gonna be honest with you, most people are after that. They want the neutral leaning collections, and for them this is perfect. But I am starting to think that all of them, the palettes, are starting to look a little bit alike, and this is the Essentials palette. And how many essential palettes, or all-in-one, or the one palette that you need, or the perfect nude palette, like how many of those can you release before you need something else? Didn't she have, oh, that was the Chic and Eye Contour palette, like, because that was like an all you need palette, but this one has shimmers too. It's just too neutral for me. I can't get into this. I really can't. So this is a 10 mauve multi-use palette that will take you from a full face day to night look. You can use it on your eyes and your face. This is already available, and it's not marketed towards me, so obviously, for obvious reasons, I'm just not getting super intrigued by this. I need something more. Kiko Milano has revealed, and I think released as well, their holiday collection. I don't know. It's called the Joyful Holiday. I do know what it's called. This is in typical Kiko Milano fashion, a super huge collection with a lot of products in there, and they're usually leaning a little bit more on the safe nude side. Usually there's a pop of two of something else. Kiko Milano is a fairly affordable brand, and I will say most of the time the quality really is there. For me, the reason why I stopped buying Kiko Milano is that they are releasing just the same thing again and again and again and again, and it seems to sell because they're still here, still releasing these things. But I feel like after buying Kiko Milano for a year and a half, I feel like I've tried everything that the brand offers, and now that I look at their collections and I see what they release, they're just releasing the same things again, and I'm like, I own this. Who keeps asking Hipdot to release these stupid little figurines that you need to rub so that you can get some color off them? I don't know what kind of contract they have signed and with whom, but this is borderline ridiculous at this point. I cannot fathom a world where these kind of eyeshadow figurines are in high demand. They are so ugly and so cumbersome, and honestly, are you really gonna be rubbing SpongeBob to get this, look at this swatch, kind of subpar gold, copper, silver? $12 each. I appreciate an innovation. Listen, I see you, Hipdot. I appreciate an innovation, but let's not make this a trend. Please. I feel like a lot of makeup brands right now, they're creating makeup that can make a good TikTok. I'm trying to put this in the most respectful way. There are so many products right now that I see being revealed. The pH lip balms, the color changing blah blah blah, the eyeshadows in form of figurines. I guess they make amazing TikToks and people look at them. But are people buying them? I'm just very confused by this whole... Who's out buying these? Did you buy these? Are they gonna do this with everything that they've done now? Are we gonna get the Monopoly Man as an eyeshadow? I want to leave this planet. Oh my, I literally went down to get something to drink. Coke Zero for life. And I had not one, but two ColourPop packages. So let's see. Let's get into the weekly ColourPop segment, because I'm guessing at least one of these is going to be that new ColourPop collection that they're launching, or that they just launched. Trying to keep up with ColourPop is a job in of itself. And if there's ever anything that you would like to see more of when it comes to ColourPop on my channel, you can always let me know and I will do my absolute best to make that happen. ColourPop did give me a code. My code is Angelica and you will get some money off. Okay, so this is the collab that they did with Mariale. Are you pronouncing it like that? I feel like I'm saying it incorrectly. Like, scoochie back to the side. She did a gaming inspired collection, which I'm super excited about. I was not familiar with her, but I am a gamer myself. I love gaming. I was playing League of Legends on my, oh, look at how cute it is, on my lunch break. This is what it looks like. So I'm super excited that she was able to do something like that. What am I getting? LED modeling lamp. Am I getting a lamp? Did ColourPop send me a lamp? Are you sending me a lamp? It's a butterfly. Thank you. I'm a little confused. Thank you. Let's have a look at the palette, shall we? So yeah, this collection is available. It was available today as I'm filming this, because I'm filming this on a Thursday. Ooh, this is as bright in real life as it looks as in picture, and that is beautiful, and that is definitely a duochrome. A purple to a light blue. This one looks so great. It's like a light, super shimmery peach. I'm not mad about that at all. It actually looks really, really pretty. Well done. This looks nice. And I will say also, I cannot, at least on the top of my head, think of another ColourPop palette that looks like this. So that in itself is like, that is like mission accomplished, just making something that's like new for ColourPop. Let's see what this other package is, because did they release something else? Oh, this is the Target collection. Oh, I'm getting this late. I didn't think I was gonna get this, which I was not mad about at all. I mean, I don't need to be getting a box of ColourPop each week, so I didn't even think of this. So yeah, ColourPop is now available at Target. We did talk about that last week, and now you can also buy these items at Target online, so I will link that down below. Should we have a look at that beautiful palette that I was like, thought was really pretty? Do you think they sent me all of it? Hold. Okay, so what I have here, it's not the entire collection, which again, I definitely do not need that because it is a full stand. But the ones they sent me is the one that is called Vibe Check, which is like a more pinky neutral, and then the Send Nudes, which is like a brown one. And again, none of these are perfect for me, but I did have the ability or the opportunity to look at these when I was in Target, and it all looked really, really pretty, and it looked very true to picture, which is something that I appreciate, because I feel like sometimes brands do a horrible job at showing you what their stuff really looks like online. But I feel like when I saw this in store, I felt like it looked like I thought the pictures were, which is something that I appreciate. I will link both where you can find ColourPop at Target, and I will also link this new collection with, I think her name is Mariale. I'm so sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. Not entirely familiar with her, but I'm super excited about a gaming inspired collection. I do want to do something with that for sure. Where should I put the butterfly? Do you think it fits back here? We'll see. So that was a little bit unexpected. And with that being said, as I said that I didn't think that that ColourPop palette looked like any other ColourPop palette, it is a little bit similar to this EXO Beauty Nostalgia palette, which is the EXO Beauty brand. And she's releasing this for $35. And I think that this is available right now. And it is not the same. Not the same, but it also is that purple, blue, and pink color story, which I really do enjoy. I've never tried EXO Beauty, and since I got that one from Mariale, I don't need to buy another one that's fairly similar right now. I've told you this before, I am on a little bit of a low buy, not because I'm trying to not get anything new into my collection, not because I'm going broke, more because I want to spend my money on other things as well. So I do get enough stuff in PR. I don't need to be buying stuff as well. Just stressing me out, so I'm trying to be a little bit smarter with my money, a little bit smarter with my time. But I think that this one looks really pretty, and I will link it down below. It is available. Maybe if you're living in Australia, this is perfect. Wait, she's not from Australia. She's from New Zealand, right? Sorry for mixing it up. Speaking of influencers releasing eyeshadow palettes, we have been able to see the inside now of the Nikki Tutorials and Nimya brand eyeshadow palette, and this is the Nimya palette. This is available now. I actually watched the launch video from Nikki Tutorials just before I sat down to film this while I was doing my hair, and it looks really, really beautiful. This is not my perfect color story, but I really get where she's coming from with this color story, because she wanted to create a palette that could be for everyone. If you like colors, there are a couple of bright colors in there. There is a matte and a shimmery blue, and there is a bright matte orange. I think that that is a really nice selection. And then there is a bunch of more neutrally shades, both matte and shimmers. Where she lost me is that I feel like there is some shades that are just a little bit too similar for me when it comes to neutrals, because I don't hate neutrals, I definitely do not, but I think that the way that I look at greens, and I'm like, oh, but look at this one, it has a yellowy undertone, and then look at this one, it's leaning a little bit more on the cool tone side. I get that people look at browns that way, but for me, in a way, I don't need one vanilla beige and one peachy beige. I don't need a ground coffee shade and then a roast coffee shade. Like, I don't need those kind of nuances when it comes to neutrals. At least not in most palettes. I prefer them to be a little bit more different from each other. So that's where she lost me a little bit. But I will say, I think that the palette looks pretty. I like that she went with the cardboard packaging. I thought the idea of doing a neutral palette with a couple of pops of the colors that's actually her brand colors, which is the Nimya orange and the Nimya blue, I thought that that was pretty genius. So I don't hate this palette at all. I feel like if I see really good reviews of this and she releases something more, I will be even more interested. Again, I'm a little bit swamped right now, so picking up another palette to review right now seems like a really bad thing for me to do for my stress levels. And I feel the same, and I think some people are gonna be a little bit disappointed when we're talking about this new release from Lisa Eldridge. I can be persuaded, maybe. She is releasing eyeshadow palettes, and these are fairly expensive. So this is where I feel like maybe I actually could be helpful. Like, maybe my opinion actually could help you, because I realized that spending $68 on a 6-pan, you want to make sure that it's actually worth that. She's coming out with 5 different ones: Vega, Sorcery, Muse, Myth, and Cinnabar, and they are coming soon. I wonder if I have a more precise when it's actually coming. Because there's also a couple of lip pencils and lip sticks coming November 11th. Is that not today when you're watching this? Maybe I won't buy them then, because I definitely do not need to buy anything now. But this is one of those things that I am very intrigued to see what this is, because this can go in 2 different directions. This can go in the direction of Natasha Denona, which is high quality pigmented shadows that will fit both a beginner and someone that likes more editorial looks and someone that likes more like dramatic looks like me. I feel like the Natasha Denona formula is a formula that a lot of people really like. Or it could go the more high-end Dior, Burberry, Tom Ford route, which is normally a formula that people that like really dramatic makeup like me usually do not like, because I speak for our entire group now, the people that love dramatic makeup, I'm speaking for all of us. Usually those brands don't give enough pigment or enough drama to make me feel like I'm getting the look that I want. And I feel like I end up paying a lot of money for something that's just not exactly where I want. And with Natasha Denona, normally, if you saw my review of the palette, the Retro Glam palette that I had on Wednesday, I wasn't super impressed by that color story, but usually the color story of Natasha Denona, I'm paying a lot of money, but I know I'm getting something amazing. And with luxury brands such as, like I said, Dior, Burberry, Chanel, I feel like I'm paying a lot of money, but I'm usually a little bit disappointed. So I am very intrigued to see in what direction this brand is going. Because the swatches look really promising, and I think that Lisa Eldridge, I mean, she's a genius. She's a really good makeup artist, but you never really know what their vision is when it comes to color payoff, opacity, and stuff like that. So I am very intrigued to see where this is going, because I mean, $68 for a 6-pan, that's a lot of money. I've actually watched quite a few of these new makeup releases or makeup bingos or whatever people are calling them. Will I buy it? And a lot of people have been talking about, and I don't know why all of a sudden people are talking about Jill Stewart Beauty, because it's not a brand that we talk about a lot in this part of the makeup community. Jill Stewart is a brand that is, if I'm not mistaken, the most popular brand in Japan. At least when I was in Japan, people were telling me this is the best selling or the most popular brand in Japan, or maybe it was the most hyped brand. They had stores in Japan that was like really themed and really kitschy in the best way possible. Super, super cute stores. So this is not a new makeup brand, but for some reason their news are being picked up now by the makeup news Instagrams, and I don't know why. They have a very similar style to a lot of J Beauty and K Beauty makeup brands, which is that they are pretty pinky toned, pinky red, cherry toned, and they are more about the effortless, natural, neutral leaning makeup, and not so much about bam pigment. I'm just saying that based on the makeup that I saw when I was in Japan and with the makeup that I've tried from J Beauty and K Beauty brands. And I've seen some people saying that this is inspired by Florasis or CC, and I will tell you that it's probably the other way around, because this brand is by far older and more established than those brands. But yeah, this is a very loved brand from what I've gathered, at least in Japan, maybe in Korea as well. If you know, let me know. And I've seen a lot of really beautiful stuff from Jill Stewart. It looks really, really pretty, but it's not the kind of makeup that I go for, and therefore I'm not interested in this. But I am intrigued to see if this is something, if this is a brand that more makeup news outlets online is going to pick up, because it's always nice to see a little bit of diversity within the brands that are being featured. We have some complexion products that are new or coming, and this is the Maybelline Superstay Hybrid Powder Foundation from Maybelline, yeah, and it's a medium to full coverage makeup, matte finish, delivers up to 24 hours of super staying power, blah 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 blah, 16 shades, about $12, and I have realized, I used to love powder foundation, but I've realized that it's not my journey, it's not what I want anymore, so I think I'm gonna opt out. I'm even wearing that today, the Superstay Concealer. I'm wearing that today. I really like that concealer. It's a medium. It says it's a full coverage. I disagree. It is a very thin, medium coverage concealer that does not crease on me and looks really beautiful under my eyes for an entire day. It's a really, really nice concealer. I think it was released this year, and I truly, truly enjoy it. This one, I think I'm gonna opt out because I've realized that powder foundations are not for me. And then we also have this new foundation from Revlon, and this is the Skin Caring Foundation. And this one is $13. It is 28 shades, and it is a medium coverage with squalane hyaluronic acid, and it's a natural radiant finish. And this is where you lost me, because I don't like a radiant finish either. I find that a radiant finish on me makes me feel like I need to take a shower. It makes me feel like I'm dirty and that I'm not clean. It makes me feel tacky and sticky and greasy. I don't mind a satin finish or something like where I can add some myself, but I don't like my entire face to look radiant. I don't like that on me, and I will say, if I can see a person in a matte foundation or a satin matte or a radiant foundation, 9 times out of 10 will prefer the satin matte. That's just a look that I prefer, not only on me but also on others. But I think it's great. If this is a great foundation, I'm happy to see more options at the drugstore. I will say though that Revlon has been in a little bit of economic problems lately, and when I say a little bit, I mean like a lot of a bit. So I'm hoping that maybe this will be a saving grace for them, that this is a good foundation that people will buy. I just don't love the claim radiant. I don't think that's for me. Tarte is also releasing some new stuff, and this is the Glowlight Skin Filter. I'm thinking this is in 6 shades, and it is available right now in like a concealer combo up. This is of course going to come to their website soon as well. Right now it seems like Tarte is doing all of the releases over at QVC. I guess that's their audience. No shade to anyone who's shopping there. I just haven't myself. But it seems like this is their answer to the Hollywood Flawless Finish. You know, the light coverage, super glowy. Use it as a highlighter, use it as a foundation, use it as a like a primer type of a product, coming in 6 different shades. I will say I was very, very impressed with the stick highlighter, and the stuff that I've been trying overall from Tarte this year, I've been very impressed with. So for that reason, I could be intrigued. This is formulated with niacinamide, hyaluronic acid, marine plants, and gardenia flower, and it is $39 in this duo. So I don't know what it's going to be on its own, but I'm guessing it's going to be less than $39. I guess this is a stab in the dark, but I don't know how I feel about this. I'm not totally convinced, but I can be persuaded. I think that's the camp I'm in. Item Beauty has released a new lip product. I have never tried anything from Item Beauty. I have seen that Jen Loves have talked a bit about Item Beauty and a couple of things that she has really been enjoying from the brand. But overall, I think that Item Beauty it's owned by a TikToker. I don't remember her name because I am awful at TikTok, but I don't know if this is a brand that a lot of people on YouTube is reviewing, and maybe for that reason that she's a TikToker. But this is the Quick Stick Moisturizing Lip Color, and it is $16, and it comes in 6 shades and is described as a light and balmy lip pigment. I'm thinking that this is one of those colored, slightly glossy balm products for the lips, which is a really nice product, and I could be persuaded. But on the other hand, I don't need another lip product right now, and I definitely do not need to be trying another brand. But if you love Item Beauty, they're coming out with a new product, and Item Beauty is available at Sephora, so I'm guessing that you can buy this there as well. Speaking of lip products, Nabla is also coming out with a matte pleasure lipstick. Oh, okay, go off. This is a full color longwear matte lipstick. I think this is very interesting, and I love the component. It looks super, super beautiful and luxurious, and there is a bunch of different colors. Again, I do not need to be buying any more lip products like this. I think I am more interested in exploring more shades from lip formulas that I already love. I think that's more the camp that I am in right now, but I think the component looks absolutely stunning. And Nabla is sold at Beauty Bay as well, so I will link that down below. When is this being released? This is available now. It is $18 each. That's kind of high price tag, but I mean, you are getting a luxury component and hopefully a good formula, but $18 is that a lot, or am I just jaded? I don't know. Okay, that was it. Let me roll back to the middle so that we can end this video. I've been all over the place today. Today has been a little bit of a tornado in my life, if I'm gonna be honest. There is a lot of things going on right now in my life, and I cannot wait to share all of it with you in the future, but I feel like I am just bouncing off the walls, just going all over the place, and yeah. I hope you're having a calmer and more collected day than I am. Anyways, I will see you in a couple of hours, probably back here, talking about a new makeup release as well that I haven't been able to talk about yet, but it is coming, and I'm super excited to be showing you that. I don't know if I'm gonna have a bonus video this weekend or not. Probably not, and I will see you on Monday. And yeah, let me know about that ColourPop collection as well if you want to see something with that, because I can totally make that happen. I hope you're having an absolutely amazing day, and I will see you again very soon for a new video. Bye!